Simon,
Hi.
how you doing? So this is an interesting. It's very dark in here. Sorry
It is
if
quite dark.
I'm blinding you with
yeah,
my
yes,
light.
Yeah.
But finger drumming. That's not something I've associated Yamaha with
Well,
ever before.
this is the first time they've ever done it. So this is the FGDP finger drum pad 50. There's two different versions. We've got the 50 here. We've got the 30 over the other side. This is something new. Firstly, it looks different. That is because it doesn't use a 4x4 grid for the pads. So what we got here is 18 pads in a slightly smaller space than a 4x4 grid. And they have been ergonomically distributed to allow me to play much more easily with one hand. So if I was playing this in normal sort of MPC style, I'd be going like that with two hands. But with this, I can do more like this.
So it's almost like a QWERTY drum pad.
It is, yeah. It's much more logical. It took me about 2 days to get into it, but when it hit me, it's just like, right, got it now, and I can play anything I want. So we've got the whole kit set out. It's set out more like an acoustic kit. So we've got bass drum at the bottom, snare, close, open hi-hats, crashes, which we can also choke. So pressure sensitive, ride, and then we got the toms going out from here. So it's a very ergonomic pad selection, and it's very easy to play.
Is that fixed, that assignment? I mean,
no, anything can be anything you want. So you can assign it to be, you can swap it around, to be left-handed, but you can also just assign any pad to anything. It's really down to you. Depends on what you want to do. Then we've got these 8 RGB pads at the top, which if you are connecting to a computer are absolutely fantastic because we can assign these to anything and we could have different scenes or whatever. So the FGDP-50 works in 3 different ways really. One is as a finger controller. 2 as in a DAW controller, but we also have something else which is session, and that allows us to play internal songs and that we can play along with. So you're not going to use this on a gig, well, at least, well, no, I wouldn't have thought you're going to use this on a gig, but I can start a track, I can add the drums or take it out, put the click in, play along, and then I can move to different sections of the song just by going through the 8 different pads. So let's just get that click off. So we can use it as a performance instrument, we can use it as a MIDI controller, we can use it as an expander for our electronic drum kits. It's got a speaker built in which is surprisingly pokey. It's actually really quite loud.
It's that sort of magic bass.
Yeah, it's got a lot of DSP controlling the speaker, and it sounds much bigger than 2 inches. So that's it. So that's the FGDP. It's very easy, very tactile, very powerful.
I have some questions.
Yes.
So I'm sure just a minute ago you were triggering sort of like tambourine loops and stuff on some of these things.
Yeah, right.
So they're like percussion loops you can play to. That would be
no. What you've got no loops built in, but what you can do is you can put auto repeats onto any pad. So for instance, if I press and hold that one, I've got tambourine playing at the tempo of the click. So I could have anything I wanted. If I wanted a snare fill on this one, oh yeah.
And are these top ones pressure sensitive?
Yeah, they're pressure sensitive as well.
When you were playing the tambourine loop, it was fixed, but
no, it wasn't.
All right. So note repeat with pressure velocity.
Note
that's
repeat,
great.
Yes. Yeah. So it just depends on what you want to do. It's incredibly powerful and very comfortable.
So sounds. So we're listening to an acoustic kind of kit in here.
So we've got 1,500 sounds. So we can have
1,500 sounds or 1,500 kits.
1,500 sounds.
Right. Okay.
We got 50 preset kits, 50 user kits. You can reload the user. You can back up all the user kits to USB. So let's go for something. There we go.
Neat. I mean, it sounds pretty beefy in the headphones.
Yeah.
And I mean, but only a mini jack output. What's that all about?
Right. So mini jack output, but you've got USB audio. You've got USB MIDI. You've also got that there, which allows you to load your own samples in, 100 of your own samples up to 50 meg, and you can also stream audio from it as well. So you can stream audio from the USB into here, play along with it, and you record, and I can't even say it, and record yourself and save it back onto the USB drive as well.
Okay, that's really cool. So, I mean, the thing that would be, I mean, obviously, the first thing I would say is, like, I've got a crummy MIDI drum kit,
Yep.
which isn't Yamaha and has some bad sounds in it.
Yep.
But I like the sound of this.
Yep.
How would I need a computer to?
No, you wouldn't need a computer. You would need a converter box to convert USB to
MIDI
5-pin MIDI.
Yeah.
Of which there are many sorts, and then you could just connect the MIDI from your kit into this and use it as an expander.
That's the sort of thing I could imagine happening.
We've had quite a few people already in today who are buying it just for that.
That's really. So, what's the price of this thing?
Right. So it retails. It retails at $220 and about $330, but you can get it for quite a bit less than that if you shop around. That's a maximum price.
Maximum price. Wow. Actually, I mean, I hate to say it, but I hesitate to say it, but it's like, okay, there's a sort of useful and utilitarian thing where, because quite often you go, does it do that? And you go, oh no.
No.
And often that's like, oh dear, that's a deal breaker. But it sounds like you've kind of, it's all in there, right?
It is. It's when it first turned up, I found the pad setup pretty, not awkward, but just to get my head around. And then, like I said, when it clicked, it was just like so easy. Then being able to stream the audio and play along with it and record. So I can stick together a very quick demo. Or if a band send me a track and I just want to put some very quick drums down, I can do it instantly just by using a USB drive and nothing else. I don't need a computer. But if I want to use this to control the computer, straight into my Mac, and then I can just assign anything I want.
I suppose also once you've learned the pad layout and you've become virtuoso at it, you could just use the MIDI that comes out of it to control your other voices.
Absolutely,
right?
totally. So it's actually great fun, which I never normally say about equipment, but it is actually great fun as well as being very practical.
And so the sample playback, is it just one shot, that's it, or is there some kind of synthesis or filtering?
Right, so effects-wise, we can do, it's got basic effects. So we've got reverb, we've got delays, we've got choruses and stuff like that. We've got filtering, so I can build my own kits. I've got the 50 ones, which I can create of my own in here. And then, obviously, I've got the 100 samples of my own, and they can be anything. They could be loops. I could assign a loop to something. I could assign a loop to one of these pads, hit it once, the loop will start, hit it again to finish playing the loop. It depends on what you want to do.
I mean, it surprises me that it hasn't been done before, and it may well have been done before.
Exactly.
But yeah, that's great.
Yeah, it is one of those things, you go, why not?
Brilliant. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Thank you.